Right, first and foremost, I want to say, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah. What I just said is all praise to the Father in the name of the Son. Also want to say Yahweh Shemel Shah, Barakatah, mean the Most High in Christ bless. Right, and what I'm going to do is get into the Torah series, man, right? I said I was going to do it. And like I said I was going to do, I'm going to get right into it, right? Now, with my announcements video that I did, I said that I was going to follow GMS understanding, which is mostly true, right? There's a few points that I don't agree with necessarily with GMS, even though the foundation and basis of it is all right, right? There's some things that I personally see different, but it's not saying that it is right or wrong on either side. I'm just gonna go according to what I see in the scriptures, right? That's why I also want to say that there's no affiliation on my end of with GMS, because I shout out to the brothers, the elders, and apostles of GMS, man. Love the camp, man. Um, they got the truth over there, man. Just like a bunch of other camps, man. Right? But yeah, man. I don't have no affiliation with GMS. Just putting it out there, man. I'm not a branch off of GMS, man. I just like their doctrine, man. And when I need sound doctrine, that's who I go to, man. I will say that every time, but I do not have any affiliation with GMS, and also no affiliation with any other camp out there. I just use the knowledge that they give, and I take it, right. And if I don't see it how they see it, man, then I go according to how I feel, man, or according to how I see it, right. It's not no feelings here, man. It's just I'll go with the Bible say, and then we go off of that, right. So this is what we're gonna start with, right? Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, right? So we gotta get this, man. First and foremost, we gotta understand what this is, man. So it's the creation, man. Right? It's no other way around this, man. We can't say that this ain't how the world was made, man, because this is what the Bible says, man. We understand accordingly to the Bible that this is how the earth was made, the heaven and earth, right? So it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, right? So here we're gonna start off with is God, right? And I am on blueletterbible.org for a reason, man, because we need to figure out the understanding in this Hebrew, right? Um, Let me see if I could find that really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna get to prelude of of okay. So I'm gonna get the prelude to Sirach before I go into the Hebrew, for us to understand why I go into the Hebrew, right? So we're gonna get everything that I'm highlighted, right? Highlighting here, and we're gonna read it, right? So this is the prologue or prelude to Sirach, right? It says, "Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and intention." When you read this word, you should be reading it with favor and attention, right? And to pardoning us. So you have to pardon the men who were translating the word, right? Wherein we may seem to come short of some words, right? Which we have labored, Salakia, which we have labored to interpret, right? For the same things uttered in Hebrew, right, and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no difference when they are spoken in their own language, right? So it says, but the law itself, this is what we into, the Torah. Torah, right, is law, man, right? And it says that these things sometimes when they translate it from Hebrew into another language, they don't have the same force in them, man. And not only, and that's talking about the Bible, man, right? In general, when they interpreted this whole word, man, this is where he chose to put his cry me out, man. Not cry me out, but hear me out situation, man. So what we getting is, man, after this, man, when it says in the beginning, God, man, right? So we're gonna get into this Hebrew, man, and understand the Hebrew really quick, man. So the word here is Allahayim. Allah, hi, and that's a H. That ain't a CH. I might be saying it like hi, but it's hi, yum, right? Now remember that yum, right? And then they say Elohim, right? But Allah means power, right? And I think that's H406 or something like that. But Allah is power, right? And Allahayim H430 means what? Powers, right? So one time this was referred to as God, the cap all caps, right, which would be the tetragrammaton for the Most High. But that's what use was it used, man? But when you go into this, man, the outline of biblical usage said it is plural. And then even in this down here, it says plural intensive, singular meaning. So it's intended to be plural, but sometimes it's just for a singular purpose. So it says the Lord God sometimes, meaning the Lord Allahayim, the Lord powers, and the Yahweh powers, man. So when we get into this, man, you see that this says rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods, right? And we have to understand that this in the beginning right here, man. Let's go back a tab, right? So when it says Genesis 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning, God, or in the beginning, powers created the heavens and the earth, right? And this is going to clear up any misunderstandings that we have, right? Because we're going to show you all the different times where it's mentioned that Jesus or Yahweh was a form of the world, man, or he was included in that beginning creation, man. This is why people think that Christ is one with the Most High, man, and not one with the divine council, man, right? Um, so it's Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1, right? And this ain't talking about powers. This is talking about the Most High right here, man. So it says, God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, right? Hath in these last days appointed unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, right? So Christ was there from the beginning, right? And also, we not just gonna end there, right? Because we need John 1 and 1, man, to understand that what this is, man. And I think I have exactly where the difference is. I want to make sure. Um, okay, so I don't have the difference, but I may be speaking wrong, right, when I make this claim, right? But these different gods here, man, right? And I've only heard. I haven't looked into. I haven't been able to find it for myself. But I've only heard, right, that when it's these gods here in the Hebrew, man, have different meanings. Some are saying theon, or some are saying theos. When you go into the Blue Letter Bible, there's no claim of this, man, because whatever reason, man. But some people say that in the Greek Septuagint, right, or in the it's another one. It was a something specific that has the Greek, Latin, Torah, New Testament or Gospels. It has theon in there, man. So when you go in here, man, sometimes it's not talking about just the Most High. Sometimes it's talking about theos, meaning multiple, man. So we got to keep that in remembrance, man. But this is John chapter 1, verse 1. It says, in the beginning was the Word, right? So the Word was there in the beginning, right? And what did it happen in the beginning? In the beginning, God said, let there be, and there was. So God said, let there, and there was. So that's what the word is, man. God said, right? And the speaking, that's why Christ have all the words of Yahweh in his mouth, man, in his heart, man. Right? Everything that Christ spoke was of the Most High, man, right? Because he was the word of God, man, right? But it says, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God. So if you are with something, you are not co-equal to them. You're with them, right? And the word was God, but that means that the word was God, or the word was powers, man, right? Because that would be theon, right? And that would be theos, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, man. I haven't gotten the get the book yet, man. But I'm gonna get into it, and I'll revisit this in the future, man. But right now, we just gonna go off of what I was told, man. Right? But it says the same was in the beginning with God, right? All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made, man. Not anything made that was made. So when we go into Genesis 1 and 1, man, this is talking about the angels and the powers, man. Nothing is made without the Most High speaking it and the angels working, man. And we're gonna get into that, man. So when we see heaven, man, right, we can get that too really quick, man. We're gonna go into heaven, man, and that's Shamayim. Mayim usually means waters, right? Yum. Why? Yum? That's plural. Heavens, Shemayim, or waters, waters above, man. Right? So heaven, air, astrologer as well. So it says that heaven, sky, visible heaven, sky, above as abode of the star, as the visible universe, the sky, atmosphere, etc. Man, right? And it's always water in the atmosphere, man. We know that, man. All right, we could go here and see all this, man. Right? But Shemayim is the root of that is water, man. And the earth, Ratazah, man. So in the beginning, the Most High created the heaven and earth, or Allahayim powers created the heaven and earth, man. Right? And then continuing on, man. Now, yeah, it says, and the earth was without form, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Right? So we're going to go back to John 1 and verse 4. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Right? So in Genesis, man, 1 and 2, it says it was without form, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, man. Right? So the earth was without form, man. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth, man. Right? So when it says it was without form and void and darkness, man, it didn't have a form to it yet, man. Like the elders of GMS would say, man, or elder can't think of his name right now, man. Please forgive me, right? But like they would say, man, that it was elements, right? We know the formula to make water, but we can't emulate or make water from nothing. You feel what I'm saying? We need it to already be there, man. The Lord took two oxygen or H2O, so two hydrogen and one oxygen, if I'm not mistaken, right? It might be the opposite, right? But the Lord took that and he put it together and he formed water, man. And this is what all these elements, man, were in the atmosphere, man, right? So the atmosphere had the elements in it, man, and that's how the Lord formed the earth, man, and that's what it is saying there. But going back to John 1 and 4, right? And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not, man. So when the Spirit moved upon the face of the water, man, that was the light coming in, man. They couldn't comprehend it, man. Right? In verse 3, it says, and God said, let there be light, man. Some people would insinuate that that was Christ's creation. Some people would say that Christ was already here and he was making that light, man. Right? I would say that he was making that light, man, because it says that God was in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, man, and the Word was God. So when God said, let there be light, that's Christ, right? That has to be it, right? And there was light, man. So when it comes down to it, man, right? The darkness did not comprehend this light that was upon it, the earth, man, right? Because when it was sent, it was the spirit, man, right? The spirit, right? And then it says, and God saw the light that it was good, right? So the light was good, man. Remember what the Lord says is good in the scriptures, man, right? And it says, and God divided the light from the darkness, man, right? So this is just if we're gonna use a example, man. Let me actually get this drawing going, man. All right. Hopefully, stuff in this camera that appear on this video. I just got a new setup in my studio here, man. But let me show myself on this, man. Right. So when the Lord said, man, he wait. Let me go back to this really quick, man. Right. let me see, right? We was on verse was it 4? Or the light he called dark in the day. So basically when the earth was made, man, I'm gonna give you one of my one of my basic drawings. I'm gonna use this as the earth, man. Right? And I am using the flat earth form, man. That's what I believe in as opposed to GMS, man. But half of it, man, was dark, and then the other half was light, man. Right? And then according to the Bible, the Most High divided the dark from the light, man. So it was a separation between the two, man. Like you would see our sun rising, and then as it sets, man, so the sun will rise. Oh man, I can't do it. So the sun will rise over here and then set over here. When it sets, then these two swap around, man. Right? And then even if you want to look at it from above, man, right? So we're gonna go above, right? So this part is gonna be oh man, let me get it. And this is an old notebook. Excuse the water. This was from rain and at a camp probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But this side was dark and this side was light. It said the Lord divided the day from the night, man. Right? Remember that. Now let's go back into sharing this tab, right? Right, because it says, and God saw that it was good, right? It divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So one half of the earth was light, and one half of the earth was dark, man. Just how we have today, man. Right? And it says, now this is the kicker right here, man. Right? Actually, I am gonna share myself. No, that's too small. Right? I'm gonna share myself with this, man. Right? Because it's important, man. It's imperative that I share both, right? It says, and God saw the light that it was good, and it says, verse 6 we are at, right? So actually, I'm not gonna get too far on verse 5 because we want to get that get some, a precept for verse 5 real quick. Actually, let me 1 second, right? And this is something that the others got, man. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing. No, why would I get that for verse 5? Okay, so I didn't read verse 5. That's why I didn't want to get that just yet. So verse 5 said, and God called the light day and the darkness night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So was this day an actual day? Right? That's what we're getting into, man. So first, 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, it says, but behold, be not ignorant of this one thing, man. And then if you even go here, man, in verse 4, it says, in saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. This is talking about creation, man. Right? The elders got verse 1 all the way down to verse 8, man. Right? But I'm going straight to verse 8 because this is what I want from verse 5, man. Right? And it says, but the heavens and the earth are 7. So that's talking about when the earth and the heavens was made, man. Right? And this also talk about destruction, right? Um, coming. But we got to understand with that this is also going hand in hand with the ending and the beginning, man. That's what he asking, man. Right? So it says, but beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day, right? So when we see in the Bible, man, that it says that the morning and the evening and the morning were the first day, we understand that the day was 1,000 years. Now this is also setting up precedence, right? For this is setting up precedence. Let me get this mic a little bit closer to me. This is setting up precedence for how we determine when the day starts and when the day ends, man. Right? So now we're gonna go into this Genesis 1 and 5 and see what evening is. And because you see, hey, let's go here first, right? Excuse Salakia, right? You see here, the night was came before the light, right? So we got to understand that the light here coming first Coming after, there was already darkness, man. So the beginning was dark, and the end of that was light, right? So when it says the evening and the morning, that was one day, right? Because the darkness starts the day, man. That's how we get the understanding from Genesis 1, man, right? The evening and the morning. And that's why we're going to go in here to this word evening, right? I rob, right? I didn't say I rob, I said I rob, because that's an I there, man, right? And it says even, evening, night, mingle, people, evening tide. Arabia days, even. See, and that says days, right? Evening time, man. So when we go to this, man, in the outline of biblical uses, it's evening, night, sunset, sunset. That's how we determine from dusk. See, night. So from sundown to sundown, that's a day, man. Right? That's how we determine the days, man. Right? But I ain't trying to get too far away from this, man. Right? And then the morning, we don't really need to go on that because it's Boker, right? Or Babakar, or Bakar, Bakar, right? That's a Q, Bakwar. Some people will say Bakwar. I will say Bakar. Bokar Ta, Tawab, good morning. Boker Ta. Some people will say that. Morning, morrow, day, days, early, man. Right? And then it says a beginning of day, man. Morrow, next day, next morning. It's not the next day, man. And they would say more morrow, man. But that's just talking about the next morning, man. So when you get into it, man, that's the morning and the morning, the evening, and the morning were the first day, man. Right, verse 6, and it says, God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, right? And let it divide the waters from the waters, man. So I could do another diagram, man. Actually, I am. I'm gonna use the same picture that I'm already made, right? So y'all gonna have to bear with my bad drawing, right? But it says, let's just say that we got a square here. I need a better pen, man. Got a better pen, right? We got a square here, right? Let's just say, right? I'm on. This pen is worse than the last one, man. Dang. I might have to get another pen, man. So okay, now I want to work. So we got this square around this first model that I made, right? So then it says he made a firmament. Now this here right here, that will be the firmament, that little arc I made there. Remember that, right? Because then all around it, man, I'm just gonna write it for lack of artistic skills, man. So all around it, man, you have water. See, and I wrote even here at the bottom, you have water, man. All around, man. All around it. And he said he divided the waters from the waters, man. Right? Now, why would he say he divided the waters from the waters? Let me get my screen back up here, right? So when he said he divided the waters from the waters, right? And then verse 7 it says, and God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament, which were above the firmament, or I'm sorry, from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so, man. So going back to my diagram, man, and we're just gonna go with it, right? This water underneath, man, it didn't make mention of water underneath, man, right? It made mention of the water above it, right? And then the water in it. So earth had water, it didn't have land yet. So this was all water here on the earth right here, man. Right? So we gonna keep on going, right? So then it says, and it was so, and God called the firmament heaven. So this dome here, man. Let me make sure I'm no. Let me make sure I'm sharing this tab. So this dome here that I drew, man, that's the Lord. That's the Lord's firmament that He's dividing everything with, man. Right? And it says, God called the firmament heaven, right? So the firmament that was above, man, that's heaven, and everything above it, man, is heaven. You got a couple levels to heaven, but everything above the firmament was heaven, man, right? And then it says, and the evening and the morning were the first day, man. It never make it. Some of these other translations might have a different translation. I'm most likely only going to do this chapter for today because it's one of the more extensive, lengthier chapters, and then verse chapter 2 is extensive and lengthy too. So I'm gonna go probably from 2 to 3 to 4, and I'm gonna do that on its own as well. But we just gotta get into these, man, because they are necessary, man. So we're gonna just go here, man, and we're gonna look at how it's worded for this evening and the morning, man. Right? Every time in this every time we see here, man, it's even mentioned first. Evening, morning, evening, morning, evening, morning, evening, morning. And we could keep on going. Evening, morning, evening, morning. They can't discredit evening and morning, evening and morning. Why does every version say, then morning, that was the first day? So evening came, then morning, that was the first day. This makes it even more clear that the evening comes, then the morning, and that's the first day. It's not a 12-hour cycle. It's not a uh, whatever people want to say. It's not sundown to sundown, man. The evening, which is night, and the morning are the first day. Oh man. So let's get back into that Genesis 1. Then we were at 7. So this is not going to be a lot of me trying to share my screen and show you pictures, man. But for my understanding, man, and how GMS explained it, man, they was using a flat Earth, man, or dome Earth, man, a globe Earth. I can't even think of the right words for the globe Earth, man, because I don't subscribe to it, right? But if you do subscribe to the globe Earth, man, it'll be the same concept, man. Right? I'm not telling you not to believe it. I'm not telling you that it's wrong, man. Right? I have not seen heaven or the earth from heaven, man. I can't tell you if it's flat or round, man. So if you believe one or the other, that's fine, man. It ain't no discrepancies, no misunderstandings, man. This is just how I see it, man. Right? And so when we go into it, man, the firmament as being heaven, man, it it's just the same way, man. You got the atmosphere, that's the firmament, man, that they can't supposedly get through, man. And then space, what we would call space, and that's why most people would say that it's just around the earth. You can't have anything under the earth because it's a globe, which I mean, yeah, you could say it makes sense, man, but it's water on the earth, man, right? And then whatever way you want to take it, man, you take it, right? This is verse 9, and it says, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so, man. So what is that, man? I see. I see. Oh, it's not giving you a word for land. The dry. Let's see what the dry is. Ba sha. Yabasha. So it says dry land, dry ground land, right? Dry land, dry ground. So this is what it is, man. And it says, verse 9, it says, and let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. And God called the dry land earth, right? So this is a ratasai. The heavens and the earth are separate, man, right? And the waters and the land are separate, man, right? So earth, if you want to say that the waters is not earth, man, that makes sense, man, right? Even though they fit together, because earth, they would say, is a planet, man, right? Which is the white man term, but earth, right? Let me actually get that before I insert anything to the text, right? Earth, arataza, right? Arataza, right? And that says land, earth, country, ground, world, way, common, field, nations, wilderness, man. Land, earth, whole earth as opposed to a part, earth as opposed to heaven, earth inhabitants, land, right? So this is talking about land, man. It's not just talking about the earth, it's talking about different sectors, man. It could just be talking about a section of land, it could be talking about an island, man, right? It could be talking about anything, man. Mm, yeah, lands, countries, often in contrast to Canaan, man. So Aratazai is talking about earth, man.
right? Or land, right? So when we see that, man, that's what it's talking about. So, and God saw that it was good. So God said that the land was good, right? So this is so he called the land and the waters good, man. Right? And then we're gonna go here and we're gonna say, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. So when the Most High brought forth fruits, he brought forth fruits with seeds in itself, man. Because he wanted it so it could produce, man, right? And reproduce and be fruitful, man. Right? And it was so, and the earth brought forth grass, herb yielding seed after its kind, the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, right, after his kind, and God saw that it was good. Right? So we got to understand that this is not talking about the same trees in Genesis 2 or 3 or 2 and 3, I guess, right? It's not the same, man. This tree is talking about actual trees, man. Even though it may be the same word as Genesis 2, it's not the same thing, man. It's different. The trees of the Garden of Eden is not the trees of this here, right? And then verse 13 says, in the evening and the morning were the third day. So the Most High said that the herbs and the trees and the fruit, they were good, right? And that's the third day there, man. So this is the period of 3,000 years, man. But continuing on, right? And now this is where we're going into the next part of where I need a little bit of precept for, because this is dealing with what? The sun and the moon. So this is Genesis 1 and 14. It says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, right? And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days uh and years, right? Okay. So it says that the lights are in the firmament. So if the lights are in the firmament, that means that they're in the dome, right? And that means that it's what divides the waters from the waters. That's what this is saying, man. So the firmament, right, holds the sun and the moon, man. Right? That firmament, before we get too far, I want to make sure that firmament in Hebrew is not aratat, I mean Shemayim, right? Which is heavens, man, right? But it might say something about heaven here, man. Firmament, that's the only use of this word. Extended surface, solid, expanse, firmament, expanse, flat as base, support. So it says that this is flat, man, right? And it says firmament of vault of heaven supporting waters above, right? Considered by Hebrews as solid and supporting waters above, man. So the firmament, man, it's in the firmament, the skies, the sun and the moon, right? It's in the firmament, man, right? So if we get into there, man, the moon and the sun operate in the on the cycle of the firmament, man. They in the firmament. That's what the Bible says, man. And I'm not gonna get around that, man. It's not above the firmament, or so what it said it there, man. Maybe in another version it says above the firmament. Let me actually get that to show uh what they think, man. Okay, so I'm just sharing this tab just to see, man. Really, I'm trying to see if it says, "Let there be lights in the vault of the sky." So it says it's in something in the vault, right? And it said, "Let lights appear in the sky." So that's a little bit of difference, man. Because if you have lights in the sky, man, that could be shining from somewhere else, man. Because lights can appear from ground in the sky, man. Right? It don't necessarily have to be there, right? And then that says same thing, but it says, "Let there be lights in the expanse." So that's talking about in the firmament, man, right? And it says in the expanse, in the firmament, which is King James, of course. So it's going to be the same here, right? And the expanse, right? So it says in the vault of the sky. Up here in the sky is the only one that suggests that it is not in the firmament, right? All the rest of these are in the vault, in the firmament, in the expanse, in the expanse, in the expanse, in the expanse. Let there be light bearers in the expanse, in the expanse, in the expanse, right? I can keep on going in the firmament. We can keep on going, but this is rather here nor there, man. We see that they in the firmament, the sun and the moon, they not being casted from outside of the firmament. And if they was outside on the other side of the firmament, then they would have to it's not suggestive that they are in the heavens. It says it's in the firmament of the heaven, right? So it's saying the firmament of heaven, the differentiation, man, of heaven, right? So the heavens is waters, man, above, and then in the expanse, man, that is the firmament, man, or that is the where the sun and moon are, man. And verse 50, or actually, so we're gonna continue and get verses for Genesis 14 because it says the purpose of the sun and the moons, man. Right. So let's get this. Share this tab. So we're gonna get this Psalm 104:19, right? Call out Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, right? He said he appointed the moon for seasons. Salakia, right? And the sun knoweth his going down, man. So the sun know when it's supposed to come up and go down. The sun is set, man. Salakia, man. I don't know why I'm so gassy right now, man, but it is what it is, man. But it says that the moon was appointed for season, man, and the sun knoweth his goings down, man. The sun know how it's operating, man. This moon might be out during the day sometimes, man. Right? The moon is supposed to be the light that has dominion overnight, man. But sometimes you'll see the moon in the middle of the dang day, man. Right? Because it's there for to be appointed for the night, but it's all over the place, man. The sun know when it's supposed to operate, man, because it's not gonna fail, man. Right? So that's one, right? That's showing you that the moon is appointed for a reason, man. It says that what verse was that? 19, right? It says the moon is appointed for the seasons, man. So even then, right, we got 2 more months, man. Right? It's it's the 11th month. So the 11th month, right? And then the 12th month. Then we got another year, man. Next year, most likely, we're going to have 13 months, man. But according to the moon, we know if it's going to be another year, another month, or if it's going to be early spring, man. Dependent on weather, crops, and so on and so forth, man. We got a new year coming up in 2 months, though, man. At the end of this cycle, man. But we use the moon to determine when a month's coming in, man. Because today, right now, at this very point, man, it's a new moon. Right? We partaking in a new moon as we speak, right? So when we get into it, we see that the new moon is starting another month, man. Right? But we're gonna get that, right? Let me see. Can't get some rock out of here, right? Let me see. I don't want to lose this either, man. Oh man, there's so many different tabs I got open. I'm not trying to lose anything, right? Because I want the Blue Letter Bible, I want the Bible Hub, and I want Blue Letter Bible, Bible Hub, and I want what is this? Bible Gateway, man. Right? And now I'm opening up another tab with Sirach chapter 43, right? And we're gonna go down to verse 6, man. It says he made the moon also to serve in her season. So the moon serves in her season, right? It says for a declaration of times. So the moon declares times, right? And it says, and a sign of the world, right? So we see through the moon, the blood moons, the eclipses, right? So on and so forth. All these are signs of the world, man, right? It says the moon shall be red blood with blood, and also in certain prophecies it says the sun and moon shall not give their light, it shall be darkness, so on and so forth. I'm misquoting it, I know, but it's along those lines, man. So the moon is for seasons, right? And it declares times, and it's a sign of the world, right? It says from the moon is the sign of feast. So feast, Let's get this really quick because we can't let that go under the rug. Um, yeah, we can't let this go under the rug, because if I let it go under the rug, then people are gonna think that I celebrate a different type of Sabbath or whatever, and that's not the case. So this Leviticus chapter 23 verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocation, even these are my feasts. So we see the next verse. I'm not getting into it, man. Right? If you wanna make the speculation yourself, do it, man. Whatever. But I'm not getting into it right now. When we get to Leviticus 23 in this Torah series, we're gonna get into it, right? But as of right now, or not even Leviticus 23, when we get into Exodus 20 and 8, we're gonna get into it, man. But as for right now, we're gonna just deal with the beginning, man, because I could go on a tangent as to why the moon determines the Sabbath. We're not gonna do that, but it does say that the moon is appointed for feast. The moon is the sign of feast. A light decreases in her perfection. A light that decreases in her perfection, man. So it says, oh, I got to keep on going. But it says that the moon is the sign of feast, man. So you determine the moon, and okay. So let's say this, right? When it comes to Passover, right? That's on the 14th day of sundown, man. Typically speaking, that's a half or a full moon, man, or going into a full moon right before that next day, which is the 15th, the half point in the month, or the full moon, man. So we got the full moon, man, to show us that okay, that's Passover and it's a Sabbath, man, right? Or it's a feast of unleavened bread, I should say, man, right? So with different days, man, like the 27th or whatever day, man, the 8th day, so on and so forth, man, you can see through the moon, man, when to be supposed to be partaking in certain stuff, man, right? And it's easier to do it that way and try and keep a Sabbath off the moon than it is to keep the Sabbath Saturday, Sabbath, Friday, whatever, Friday, Saturday, sundown, Sabbath, because in the wilderness, man, you're not going to be able to determine a Friday, Saturday, sundown, man. The Friday and Saturday is not biblical, man. It's not written in the Bible. You can't find a day of the week in the Bible, man. The first day, yeah, if you go into certain versions of the book, it may say Saturday, it may say Sunday, right? But then in the Hebrew, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is not in there, man. So we not going by that, man. We going by what the Lord said, man. In verse 8, it says the month is called after her name. So the month is called after the what? Moon, right? Moon, month. They go hand in hand. They coincide with each other. And it says, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. This even confirms that it's in the firmament of heaven, man. Right? So we don't have to keep on going on this, right? Because this is what we needed, man. Right? Let me write Genesis 3. Well, right. That might actually be 4. I'm not sure. It might even be further down than that. What? 3. I just seen a precept that I could get with that rainbow, man. When the Lord gave us a covenant, man. Okay. So yeah, man, I'm gonna go back into Genesis, or actually I'm not going back into Genesis because I have more precepts, right? More precepts coming, man. Look, more precepts coming. More fire, right? Luke 21:25, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, right? So the moon and the sun are appointed for signs and seasons, man. And if you don't believe it, man, these signs are actually seasons, man. These signs are seasons, man, because the season we are currently in is the season of the end, right? And it says, and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity and stress and the waves roaring, man. So when the Lord give us different signs, man, right? It's to show us when the Lord show us different types of moons and stuff like that, like the white moon and the blue moon, and every once in a blue moon, man, that's a sign of the Lord, man. And the red moons, man, this is all the Lord, man, showing you something is up, man. You should be able to. Well, and this time, man, a lot of us don't know where some of these moons mean, but the moon. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't write it down, man, but we're gonna get it anyway, man. This is how it works, man. Most of the time, we shoot from the hip, and I didn't want to hit it like that, man. Every time I hit it like that, and it mess up. So there's Revelation chapter 6, verse 12, man. And behold, when he opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, right? And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. End time prophecy, man. The moon appointed for her season, man. Right? And I still ain't done, man. We're gonna go back to Sirach 43. I already got what I'm supposed to get out of 43, man. Because it's just that beautiful of a precept, man. Sirach 43 goes hand in hand with this, man, right here, right? Or in that specific part that I was talking about, man. So through the spirit, man, you should be able to understand that the heavens or the lights in the heavens, the sun and the moon is meant for signs and seasons and days and years and feasts, right? And that's why I say let them be for signs and for seasons and for days. And for days. Feast days, high holy days, whatever you want to call them. Regular days, man, because if you study the moon or you look at the moon enough and try and figure out what day of the week it is, man, you might it look like it's about a Thursday, or it look like it's about the fifth day of the week, man. It look like it's about the seventh day of the week, man. I should be having a Sabbath, man. That's how you should be able to operate, man. Right? You should be like, all right, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, sixth, seventh. Up, it's at six day seventh day at sundown. Beginning of the day, it's a Sabbath, man. Right? 6 days I got to work, man, and then the seventh is a Sabbath, man. So hey man, if you want to get down to it, man, we're gonna get into that. I've already touched base on the Sabbath on this channel. So if you need information of the Sabbath, man, let me actually show you this, man. I don't want to lose another channel, another tab. So let's get rid of this. I'm hoping that I'm on my channel. All right. So let's just share this tab. Let's search it. All you have to do is go on my channel here, man. EGA Ministries, Exceeding Great Army, EGA Ministries. That's what I always say, man. And then you could click this search thing and search Sabbath, man. And then this here, I don't know why this popped up with Sabbath, man. I don't have nothing talking about the Sabbath here, man. But this here is the Sabbath explained, man. I went into the Sabbath and I did not hold no bars, man. I went straight. How long is the video? 32 minutes on the Sabbath, man. And most likely when we get into Exodus 20, man, that's gonna be about a 3-hour video just on Exodus 20, man. But you can go to the YouTube channel, get there, and figure out what we looking at, man. Right? That's gonna show you everything that you need to know, man. Right? So continuing on, man, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon earth. And it was so the Most High made the moon and the sun to give light for the earth, man. And it says, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser to rule the night. And he made the stars also, man. And God set them in the firmament, right, to give the heaven. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, man, and to rule over day and over night, and to divide the light from darkness, man. And God saw that it was good. Let's talk about light and dark, man. Not about wicked and evil or good and evil. That's light and dark, man. Simple as that, man. And sometimes they show you, man. Look, we got these blood moons hitting. That's dividing the light from the darkness. Because the light right now is dark and the darkness is bright. You feel what I'm saying? The darkness is dimming though. And the light is coming more Right, man. It's shining forth, man. Right? That's these last days, man. So we gotta understand that it is talking about dividing light from wickedness from righteousness, man. Because it's a sign, man. It's a sign of the end, man. Right? Let me actually show this really quick because important, right? No, is it? Yeah. Oh, I hate when I click the wrong button and then it goes somewhere else, man. So this is verse 5, right? Uh Actually it's verse 3. It says, and he sat down in the Mount of Olives, the disciple came unto him privately, saying, Salakia, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and what is the end of the world, right? So Christ was talking about the signs of the end. I just need to see which one it is, because it is in there, man. 29. So this is talking about the end, man. And verse Matthew 24, verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers shall be shaken. The powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then that's what this is. The moon is talking about a sign of the end times, man. Right? The moon that's talking about a sign of the end time, man. Right? So I just wanted to show that really quick, man. With how it's shine, man, and how it's saying that they meant for a sign, man. Right? For to divide lightness from darkness, man. That was talking about the end time, man. Right? And God saw that it was good. So the Most High saw that the moon and the sun were good, man. Right? And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. Right? And it would make a lot of sense, man, for the evening being the beginning of the day and the moon to give more signs than the sun, right? Because the sun is during the day, man. The moon you can see better because it's a dark background, man. It's a bright background every time around the sun. You can barely see the sun. You can't see any changes. The only thing you can see is it increase and decrease in size, man. Right? And rise and set. Right? It's the same path that it's always on. Right? But the moon goes from this point in the sky to that point in the sky. Sometimes it's north, sometimes it's south, sometimes it's east, and you never see it rotating, man. Right? If you watch the sun all day, if you do a time lapse of 24 times or whatever, man, you'll see a full time lapse of the solar cycle, man, in an hour, man. If you do it 24 times a time lapse, man, it'll be an hour that you'll see the lapsing of the sun. And then depending on where you at, sometimes it'd be 15 hours, sometimes it would be 12 hours, man. Right now where I'm at, man, it's roughly 10 hours of daytime, man. And then it's 14 hours of night, man. Right? So you if you use that time lapse, man, you'll only see what is it? 10 the 10 hours worth of the moon the sun, man. And most of it you ain't gonna see most of the sun because after a certain point the sun is setting, man. Right? And you just see the aura in the sky of the sun, man. The sun has the most aura, if I might add, man, because it illuminates the sky in so many different ways. It affects everything around it, man. But that's rather here nor there. I just wanted to say that aura. I like that word, man. But continuing on, man. So the fourth day, man, the Lord created the heaven, or not the moon. He didn't create the heaven and earth on the fourth day. He created the moon and the sun on the fourth day, and it's evident why the moon will come first because the evening come first, right? And that's not saying that the moon came first, but the moon has more signs in it, man. That's all I was saying, right? So we're going to verse 20, right? And it says, and God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life. Now, I used to believe that this was not and had nothing to do with humans, but we're going to get down and we're going to understand that this is talking about all manner of creatures, right? Right? So it says, let the waters bring forth the moving creature that have life, and the fowl that may fly above the earth and the open firmament of heaven, right? So the Lord, he made animals here, man. Right? He made and fish and birds, right? But in verse 21, it says, and God created whales, great whales, right? And every living creature that moveth. You can't get around this, man. When you say every, that's cool. Call, every, or all, right? Call halal, halal, all praise, right? Call Allah Yahweh. That's what I say every time. But living, right? I got this on my chain. Hi, I got a living necklace, right? It says living, man. But when you see it says live, life, beast, alive, creature, running, living thing, raw, right? So this is every single thing that walks the earth, man, or every single thing that had breath, man, right? There's no way around this, man. Right? I try to get around it and be like, look, why would the Most High say that He made man on this day then? Right? Because this is a certain type of man He made here, man. Right? He just made man. You feel what I'm saying? Right? And it says, and the Most High blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowl multiply in the earth, man. So this is telling us, be fruitful and multiply, fill the waters and the seas, man. So on the fifth day, man, this is on the fifth day. In the evening and the morning were the fifth day, man. Right? Where does it say? Okay, and then it says here that God said it was good, man. So when this form of man was good, man. That's what it says, man. Every living creature that the Lord created on the fifth day, man, was good, right? But we gotta understand, right? So when we go to verse 24, it says, and God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after its kind. So now the earth is just producing the living creature, man. Right? This this is the creation. It says, and the Most High created. But here it says, let the earth bring forth. It's not creating, man. These are all created creatures here, man. Everything is here, man. So it says, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beast after his kind. And it was so. So it was just coming forth the animals, man. Right? And then this here, man, it says, and God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Right? So these things here, the beasts were good. Right? The animals were good. Right? And God said, why did it stop there though, man? If you making man next, why you ain't gonna call man good? Because what was man? Not good, man. Right? And God said, let us make man in our image. So this was the man made in the image of the Most High, man. Or this were the men and women in the image. And it's not in my image, it says our image, meaning it's plural, multiple gods, man. Or not multiple gods, angels, powers, Allahayim, man. Powers, right? Rulers, right? So it says, and let us make man in our image after our likeness, man. After how we look, man. It says, let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Where does it say? And God saw that it was good, right? But we're going to continue on to see, right. Oh, actually, it do say that it was good. Salakia. He said everything he made was good. So I'm not even going to make that insertion no more, right? That's removed from my head, man. Right? But continuing on verse 27, it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of the Most High created he him, male and female he created he them. So the Most High or the angels made male and female the same time, man. This wasn't a difference. It wasn't a differentiation, man. Right? The only time it's a differentiation of male and female is Adam and Eve, man. With the creation, I should say, man. Right, which is still during the time of creation too. We're gonna get into that. If I feel like it today, but we are going on an hour with this video, and I have two more verses. I could go another 3 hours on this video, just getting into the deep down breakdowns of Genesis 2, man. But Genesis 2 is a deep chapter, man. The serpent, not a serpent, right? The tree's not a tree, right? Naked is not naked, right? Depending on who you ask, right? And so many others, man. So we just gonna stay in Genesis chapter 1 for today and finish this off, man, because this is a lot easier to deal with than go into Genesis 2 and try and go on for hours, right? We're gonna go on for hours in Genesis 2, 3, and 4, man. That's gonna happen, man. But we're gonna deal with Genesis 1 and get this understanding, man. So if it's anything that I haven't covered so far, man, please go through the video, watch it, and make sure that you understand what is being said, man. Because it's simple, most of it, but some of it's not, man. So verse 29, it says, and God said, behold, or empower said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed. This is a commandment here, right here, right? And also be fruitful and multiply was a commandment, right? But he says, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth. So the Most High gave us every herb bearing seed, right? And every tree in the which the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Now, even myself, I've done this in the past, but some people will say this meat is going into other things, man. That's talking about consuming, man, eating, right? You don't do nothing else with meat other than eating it, man. Right? So you cannot insert that this means anything other than food, consuming, eat. You can say fuel, but that ain't talking about the same type of consumption, man. Right? You could say devour, yes. Meat, yes. Food, eating, object of devouring, consuming by wild beasts. And fire, that's talking about fuel, man. In that specific instance, man. But not all the time is it talking about fire, man. Right? You have to cook your food with what? Fire, man. Or heat. Right? So that's what that's used for, man. Eat your food with fire, man. Don't be saying that you're using this to use it for smoking, man. It's not there, man. Right? And of judgment. So when it says it, man, you can't say that it's there, man. Don't insert that, man. Right? I've done it in the past where I had lack of knowledge, man, and I said that it says in fire there. Like it gotta mean that. That ain't what it mean, man. Right? And then the video might still be up, man, but it's not talking about smoking, man. It's not talking about lighting up no papers or none of that stuff, man. Right? Whether you want to believe it, accept it or not, man, that's commandment. It's for meat, right? To eat, right? Every herb, right? We getting there. It's just simple, man. Right? Herb bearing seed is for meat, man. Now, if you want to go and say where there's no law, there's no sin, fine, man. That's a New Testament, but where it says it here, man, is for meat, man. We're not gonna get around it, man. You don't have no justification in this, right? But verse 30 it says, and to every beast of the earth and every fowl of the air and to everything that creepeth upon the earth wherein is life, I have given you every green herb for meat, and it was so. So the Lord gave us everything for meat, man. And it says this too, man. Animals, man. So yeah, man. And it says and God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good. So the humans and made here are good. That's what it says, man. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day, man. So I feel like I should keep on going, man. I feel like I should keep on going. Oh dang, I ain't want to do all that. Let's see how many verses is in 20 chapter 2. So we got 25. That's easily I'm gonna be shooting from the hip for this too. I had some precepts written down for Genesis 1, but yeah, man. Maybe I will go in again a little bit later, or maybe even tomorrow. Yeah, most likely tomorrow. We're gonna get into Genesis 2, but this is the conclusion of the Torah series, part 1. Hopefully was edifying, man. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. If you have me as a friend on Facebook, Gadget Makashaba, message me, man. If you got my phone number, call me, man. If you got my email address, ejaministry@gmail.com, or it might be either EGA Ministry or it's EGA Ministries@gmail.com. I'm not sure. But either way, man, reach out to me and let me know where you disagree or where I misspoke or whatever, and we could deal with it, man. We don't want to let us be ignorant willingly, man, but rather just have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding be spread throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Four corners of the earth, flat. You know what I mean? But that's rather here nor there, man. I'm not gonna really get too deep into touching base on if the earth is flat or round, man. If you believe that it's flat or round, man, I'm not debating that subject, man. Um, I firmly believe that in my heart, man. I believe this since a child. I will continue to believe it, man. But other than that, man, everything else is clear cut, ready. I will easily accept reproof and instruction, man. I will gladly be retaught because maybe I did misspeak, maybe I did say something wrong, but from my understanding, this is how Genesis 1 is, man, and it's clear as day, man. It ain't too hard to understand parts of Genesis 1. The only hard part is the plural God is not talking about just one God. It's talking about powers or angels, man. The hosts of heaven, man. Right? And yeah, man. Hopefully it's edifying, man. So with that, I want to say shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. EGA till we see the day. Amen.